the measurement or the standard of God. Welcome back again, brethren. Welcome back again. Today we are talking about the significance of measurement. Measurement. This will guide us to continue to remain focused, to objectively check what we are doing, to measure even our behavior, our speeches, to measure everything we do. Well, in the measurement, which is will help us to grow, to yield more fruits, help us to actually become mature as Christians. It gives us the leverage to know how we are doing. Now, we are going to go into the exploration of this deep treasure, which I call the measurement. Right, so in Ezekiel chapter 40, we saw how Ezekiel described this measuring. It's called reed, R-E-E-D. The man with reed and the flask, okay, and the flax, F-L-A-X. Okay, so let's read what Ezekiel is saying. Now, remember, this measurement has so many chapters. It started from chapter 40. It goes through chapter 47. It's a lot of reading. Sometimes the reading it look boring or repetitive, but these are critical in the spiritual realm. In heaven, it is critical if you follow the spiritual pattern or patterns. Now, let's read. In the 5th and 20th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year, in the 10th day of the month, in the 14th year after the city was smitten, in the same day, in the same day, the hand of the Lord was upon me and brought me thither. Again, the hand of the Lord. That's previous topic we discussed. When the hand of the Lord is upon you, you will do mighty things. Is basically what it is. Now, in the vision of God brought me into the land of Israel. Remember, this prophet is already in Babylon, but the vision he was seeing took him, the Spirit of God took him to Israel to view. So let's read on. And set me upon a very high mountain, by which was as the frame of a city on the south. And he brought me thither, and behold, there was a man whose appearance was like the appearance of brass or bronze, with a line of flask in his hand and a measuring reed. That's our topic today, a measuring reed, like a measure tape. You know, today we have measuring tape. In engineering, we have all kinds of measuring instruments. Okay, if science, we have all kinds of measuring instruments. Now, even in social science, we have all kinds of measuring instruments. Sometimes they call it benchmark. If you can't measure the output, where that's like a interview, they have the benchmark for doing that. They have all these are measuring instruments or scheme of measurement. Okay. Now, in verse 4, and the man said unto me, Son of man, behold, with thine eyes, and hear with thine ears, and set thy heart upon all that I shall shew thee, for to the intent that I might shew them unto thee, art thou brought hither. Now, it's critical. That's what God is saying to the prophet. It is critical. Declare all that thou seest to the house of Israel. It has to be declared. But this has to be, the pattern has to be taken into consideration. That's what God is saying. And behold, a wall on the outside of the house roundabout, and in the man's hand a measuring reed of 6 cubits long by the cubit and an hand breadth. So he measured the breadth of the building 1 reed and the height 1 reed. Well, I will let you read all this, but the purpose of this is every door in the house, chambers, porch, field, wall, roof, everything was measured. The altars, the sanctuary, the tables, everything measured. And all the measurement continued until chapter 47. Hear this part now. Bible says, your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. That's another measure. So which means you measure what you do. In the New Testament, which is what Jesus has already given us the opportunity, because he said, I am the rock. He is the rock on which you could lay your foundation, and which means your foundation, no matter how big or huge it is, Christ will take your structure. You will make it stand. Well, let me give you an example. I used to live in New York. This is what happened. When they are making the tall building, the 50 stories tall, what they usually do is not laying the concrete. No. What they do is they have to put a metal steel, big, huge metal steel, with this huge machine. It will kind of knock it down, the ground, knock it deep on the ground. Well, because of the weight of the building, they have to knock the length. Well, I'm not an engineer that would civil engineer that will tell you this, but the civil engineer already know the length that has to go deep in the ground to make that structure stand for a long time. So, if the weight of the building is not determined, the engineer will not know how long the rod he need to put deep on the ground will be. Same concept. Same concept. Now, look at this very carefully. The engineering, the science, pharmacology, medicine, and all those fields that make sure that they listen to the measuring techniques, which are spiritual. They are not. I don't think they are spiritual. But what they did is they understand it, like they will follow the Bible. Now, because they are spiritual laws, which if you follow them, even without knowing where the source is, it gives result. It yields result. Think about it this way. You bought a plane to go to China. Before you know it, in a very reasonable time, you are there. That's a measurement. I'm not talking about the measurement. The speed of the plane is somebody calculated it. This is how far this plane could go safely. Remember, you got to calculate. If you go too fast, you got to consider safety to your vehicle. This is how far your vehicle could go. For the engine, the elasticity, or it's going to break if you try to max the power of the engine. Well, the measurement, because they pay attention to the measurement, the field exploded. We could go to the moon in a short time. We could go to a different planet with rockets. This is a concept that science has explored. We as a Christian, we have to explore it too. Measurement. Well, just to make this video very short, these measuring techniques is the power that the Spirit of God has already given to us. Remember, we have the fruit, okay, of the Spirit. We also have the gift of the Spirit, which we are going to discuss in the next video. But this is a preamble. We're going to talk about the measurement as we proceed. Stay tuned.